Ooh, pretty exciting. Electrician was here this afternoon. Got the box mounted. You see he started running conduit. I had the boxes located for him to know where I wanted the outlets. And they made quick work of getting all them hooked up. Looks like they got the stubs out for the outside lights, I see. There, and there. And the conduit along the ceiling there. So yeah, pretty awesome. I'm excited. Got some lights here. I had to open one of them up, see what they look like. They're LED lights. We got 4, I think he's going to put 6 8-foot lights up is the plan. 2, 2, and 2. Hopefully that's bright enough. I try to really emphasize to him that I want it bright in here. That whatever a normal person would do a little bit more, because you know I feel you can never have too much light. It's the worst thing in the world to try to be working on something and can't see what you're doing. You know, it's a big pet peeve of mine. That and not enough outlets in a building, specifically a garage. So hopefully I got enough. I got one there, one there, one there, another one next to the box, one there, and one there. So yeah, check back tomorrow. Okay, today I got my exhaust ductwork all hooked up, so that's done. Electricians were here again this afternoon. They made some more good progress. They got some of the lights up on the ceiling and a few more bits and pieces. Conduit ran. I think they got all the conduit up now. So they were thinking probably be back like Tuesday or something, and hopefully have a good chunk of everything done by that point. So yeah, hopefully maybe by Thanksgiving we'll have some power in here. Got the boxes over here for the switches and whatnot. We got I think they had some of that done before going outside. Yeah. So, and I got some more of the siding done today. The whole east side is done. And the back wall is basically up to the start of the gable. And the whole west side is, except for the top row, which I still got to put the J channel up before I can do that. That whole side is sided. So we're getting there. Hopefully this weekend, if the weather cooperates, I'll get at least the siding all done. And maybe if I'm lucky and the weather is good, I can get some of the soffit and fascia started possibly. We'll see. All right, check back later. Welcome back. Really, it was a very productive weekend. I can say now that all of the siding on the garage is done. Still got to do soffit and fascia, but it's a good accomplishment to have all the siding done. Finished that up last night. I don't know if I showed you the exhaust for the furnace yet. That's that there. So the exhaust comes out the end, and the intake air comes in there. So it doesn't utilize any of the air in the shop. So that way, if you got dusty environment or if you got flammables in the air from parts cleaning or paints or whatever, you don't have that potential for explosion. It's supposed to be better for the longevity of the furnace as well, because it's basically sucking clean air all the time, and you don't have to worry about 2 pipes going out the side of your garage with being concentric like that. You just have one exit and intake all in the same hole. And then as far as you don't have to have one of those heat-proof thimbles and stuff for your exhaust then, because your intake air is the cool air around your exhaust pipe. So you don't have to worry about, the exhaust getting your wall hot and risk of fire or anything there. So it's kind of a clever design. I spent a little bit of time in here today rearranging things a little bit. Of course, you can't hardly tell, but I finagled the tractor over just a little bit so I could get the snowblower up to the front here. So now once we get the garage door functioning, I can actually get the snowblower out if we get a snowstorm, because that's kind of important. Before, it was stuck in the back here where I couldn't even get it out of the garage even if I wanted to. So I still can't get it out of the garage, I guess, because the door does not currently finished and hooked up with the spring and everything yet, but we're one step closer. And folks are hopefully going to be coming out here for Thanksgiving, and so that'll probably be one of our biggest goals. I'll have Dad help get the garage door all done and hooked up and functioning. It'll probably be one of our biggest goals. And then probably, play around in the shop here a little bit, get a little more organized and whatever. And then maybe if things go really good, actually get a little bit of time and start, working on the tractor a little bit, tearing things apart and assessing things and getting a game plan. And I got my bench finagled in here today, because we'll need that when we start ripping stuff apart. It's been a very handy little thing. If you're longtime viewers remember, I built that a couple years ago when I started the 612 project. I built that specifically to put the transmission differential assembly on to take apart and rebuild and everything. I kind of built it just for that, not really planning on using it for anything else. But then as that project, the 612 project, progressed, I found myself using that bench for everything. I used it for when I rebuilt the engine, lots of different things. It's actually a pretty good, convenient sized and height and everything bench. And I built it heavy duty enough where you could put basically whatever you want on it. It's just not going to break. It's got a big metal structure underneath and then just a wood platform on top. So it's built like a tank. You can't hardly pick it up, put it that way. It doesn't look like much, but it's heavy. There's a big beefy angle iron up on top underneath. So I figured, I might as well drag that in here and use that, because that's probably going to be handy again, putting the engine block on, or when we get to, I'm not sure exactly how this one's going to work, if I will be able to put this transmission and stuff on the bench, or if I'll just have to block that up on the floor or what, because that's a little bit bigger than the 612, of course. But this will be a complete tear down as well, just like the 612. It's going to be an empty case. I'm going to tear it right down. The engine's going to come all apart. The transmission's going to get torn right down to an empty case. I'm going to start from scratch, start over. I still haven't decided yet if this is going to be a full paint resto, or if I'll just do a mechanical and leave the cosmetic and leave it rusty. I'm kind of leaning towards a full paint resto again, but let me know what you guys think. Leave a comment below. If I get a lot of people, persuading me one way or the other, I could be convinced one way or another at this point. But there's going to be a lot of new parts, of course, because there's a lot of things that are in poor shape. So there's a lot of parts that wouldn't match if you was going to leave it all original. And it's going to be most likely a combination of the two tractors worth of parts. So as far as patina wouldn't be perfect there. They're pretty darn close, so you could probably get away with that. I don't know. Let me know what you think below. But I'm leaning towards another full paint resto. As much as I know how much work that is, they sure look nice when they're done. I rearranged here a little bit. I put my anvils over here, and then I brought one of my newest bench vise, set it on the bench here just to see. I'm thinking I'm going to mount it there. I think is what I'm going to do. Like right now I could put it there, or I could put it over here. My gut is just saying this is a better spot. So if you want to clamp, say a long pipe or a piece of angle iron or something, you got a little more flexibility over here versus here. You're kind of limited, lengthwise. So I think I'll mount it here. I think I'll mount this one. I could rob the one from the basement and put out here. And I do have a smaller one in the basement. And I do got this great big Colombian vise, but I kind of picked that one up for the oil pull workbench back in the pole barn back home. So I'm thinking I'm going to save that one for that, because that's a big boy. And that workbench is a big boy, so they kind of fit each other. I think this will be a pretty good size vise for out here. I don't know what brand this one is. It's got a number 4 on it, but there's no writing on it. So I'm not even sure. Anybody know what kind of vise that is? There again, leave a comment below. I'd be curious to know. Seems to work pretty good. Needs a little tuning up, of course. The jaws are loose and some boogers. People were welding on there, so we'll have to do some cleaning, and maybe we'll give it a paint job if we get ambitious this winter. Yeah. But before I do all that, of course, I'll probably get my workbench all rebuilt and fastened to the wall, and then I'll mount the vise and whatnot. But yeah, that's kind of what I've been up to. Figured I'd give you a little update and recap. Like I already told you, the electricians are supposed to be back Tuesdays, so maybe with any luck, like I said, by the end of the week here, we'll actually have some power and be able to come out here and not have to run an extension cord and run on, trouble lights all the time. That'll be nice. Then we can continue organizing the shop, and like I said, if we get some nice weather, we'll have to work on the soffit and fascia out there, but if we get a couple of nice days, that really shouldn't take too long. But this time of year, you just never know what the weather's going to allow. It was pretty cold today. That's why I kind of putzed around inside, and I organized in the basement a little bit and organized out here a little bit, and hopefully maybe we'll get a couple more nice days. But I'll probably sign off for now, and we'll catch you guys later. Thanks for watching.